It's Thursday, January 22nd, right now on 12 News at 10.
I'm Maria Stobbs in the newsroom. Coming up, we're hearing from a neighbor who moved out of their Peoria home because of their neighbor's years-long dog hoarding situation. Why officers say it took so long to get inside.
We have a weather impact alert day for Saturday. Rain, snow, colder temperatures all moving in for the weekend. Details in my weather impact forecast.
I'm Chase Golightly in Tempe. Tonight, the City Council discussing a brand new ordinance with the goal of making Tempe's nightlife safer.
12 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news. The Mesa City Prosecutor's Office will not pursue charges against the two Mesa High School administrators accused of failing to report an aggravated assault on campus last year. That's according to the attorney representing Mesa High School Principal Kirk Thomas and Athletic Director David Klecka. Last week, the Mesa Public Schools Governing Board voted not to renew their contracts. Neither the board nor the district shared the reason behind that decision. We have reached out to the City of Mesa for comment. We've been told we won't get a response until tomorrow.
Tonight, we're continuing to follow a massive animal hoarding case in Peoria, where more than 60 dogs were rescued from a home deemed unlivable.
12 News journalist Maria Stobbs is here. And Maria, this is something neighbors have been complaining about for years.
It is. One former neighbor tells me he reported these conditions 50 to 60 times over the years and says it eventually caused he and his family to move.
More dogs kept showing up. It wasn't ending. It felt like our phone calls weren't doing anything, our reports weren't doing anything.
Nick Kirkham lived in this Peoria neighborhood for nearly a decade before moving out at the end of 2023.
We were at our wits' end. It kept getting worse.
He says the noise was constant, and so was the smell.
The smell was atrocious. You could really just get it through the house walls. You're eating dinner and that's all you can smell. It was very miserable.
He even overheard threats toward the dogs.
Now I'm serving you. Shut before I make you the pelts.
The yelling, the screaming, the threatening, that's when I would call the police department.
Peoria police say crews responded to the home more than 100 times in the past few years, even removing 40 dogs from the home between 2022 and 2023.
She was extremely cooperative with us, and she would give us, 3 to 5 dogs at a time, where we would then take them to the Arizona Humane Society.
That cooperation didn't last, though. Officers say they cited the woman living there multiple times for animal-related violations, including barking dogs and dogs that were loose. But the problems continued.
And everybody has been asking me, how come you guys didn't just go in the house? How come you guys didn't just go in the house? We have to have that legal justification to go in the house.
That's when police requested a court order last week and served it on Wednesday, allowing crews to remove more than 60 dogs from the home that the city deemed unlivable. Police say 3 dogs were found dead inside.
Just listening and knowing that you can't do anything is just absolutely heartbreaking.
An end to a years-long situation one neighbors like Nick wish had come sooner.
I hope it brings awareness to the public. I mean, if you see something, definitely say something. I for sure think something needs to be changed as far as the policies and the rules of how quickly we can act, because 5 to 6 years to kind of get this thing in order, way too long.
All of the dogs removed were taken to city animal control kennels. Police say there are signs of inbreeding, and they are still investigating whether the woman living there was making any money from potentially breeding these dogs. They also confirmed no arrests have been made in this case. We're live in studio, Maria Stobbs, 12 News.
Maria, thanks. New details tonight regarding the disappearance of 21-year-old Isabella Comas. Tonight, Avondale police confirmed that bloodstains were found in her car, along with items that they say could be used to hurt someone. Avondale police and Gila County rescue teams conducted a search in Globe today after the investigation led them to believe that she could be there. Comas was last seen January 11th, leaving a friend's house in Avondale. She was supposedly on her way to see her boyfriend, 39-year-old Tommy Rodriguez, who's now a person of interest in the case. According to court documents, surveillance cameras captured him driving her car the day after she went missing. Her phone was also found that day at a recycling plant in Phoenix. If you have any information, call Avondale Police or Silent Witness. We're also learning new details in the death of 8-year-old Malika Boone. Her body was found last week in a field near her neighborhood on the Navajo Nation. Her family reported her missing the day before. Now the FBI is offering a $25,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest of the person responsible. Anyone with information is asked to call the FBI.
All right, it's time to get a look at our weather impact forecast as we track storms headed into the valley. Some areas already seeing some rain drops there. You can see ahead of that storm system as it makes its way towards Arizona. Some Tempe residents got a little bit of rainfall there. This is near Guadalupe Road and Hardy Drive. And then check out this video. This is video of some wet streets in East and parts of the East Valley. Our weather tracker capturing that rain in parts of North Mesa as well. All right, meteorologist Lindsay Riley is joining us now with a timeline of when more of these storms will start to fill in. Lindsay?
Well, we'll see more additional storms tomorrow, especially by the mid to late afternoon and into the evening hours. And the coverage is really going to go up overnight into Saturday morning. So that's when we'll see the most rainfall. Overall, the East Valley is going to fare better with rain totals than the West Valley. A couple of additional sprinkles can't be ruled out as we go into the overnight. You can see some of that activity over Mesa and Tempe has cleared out now, but it looks like out toward the 303 and the white tanks that we have a little bit of moisture there. So this is going to be extremely few and far between during the overnight. If you look up in the sky right now, you actually will see some breaks in the clouds. But this is the big picture, and you can see a little bit more shower activity down across Pinal County. All this is moving to the north and east, so can't rule out a couple sprinkles overnight, but the majority of the activity is going to hold off until mid to late afternoon tomorrow because the heart of the storm is still off the California coast. Some of those initial rain bands are beginning to move into San Diego and LA, so the coverage is going to be going up over the next 24 hours. So here's the Phoenix hour by hour, and you can see we do start off completely dry tomorrow morning. It's going to be an overcast morning, but by the time we get closer to the PM drive, those shower chances in the valley will begin to go up, and they'll continue to go up into the overnight. Temperatures, because of the clouds kind of act like a blanket at night, so temperatures don't get as cold when it's cloudy outside. We're going to start off the morning in the mid 50s, but we're going to stay in the 60s for much of the afternoon with some of those rain showers moving in later in the day. As far as rain potential, we're looking at anywhere from 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch, but as you can see here, the East Valley is going to fare better compared to the West Valley. Mark?
Linz, thanks. New at 10, Governor Katie Hobbs and other Western governors are being summoned to Washington for a last-ditch meeting on new rules for cutting water use along the Colorado River. That meeting will take place a week from tomorrow. The 7 states that share the Colorado have reached an impasse. Now, this comes after 2 years of talking. Hobbs and at least 3 other governors will be there. The LA Times is reporting that California Governor Gavin Newsom won't attend, but is, quote, sending key representatives. California has senior rights to Colorado River water, meaning it will get a full allocation of water. Arizona has junior rights, meaning our state could be forced to take deeper cuts. Federal officials have given state leaders until February 14th to reach an agreement. Also tonight, mixed reaction from the community as Tempe considers an ordinance to prevent drink spikings at its bars and clubs. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is live in Tempe tonight. And Chase, I don't even know how you would stop that from happening. How does the ordinance work?
Well, Mark, this ordinance would be the first of its kind in the state of Arizona. It would require dozens of bars to have drug testing kits on standby. That way, if a customer feels like their drink has been spiked or tampered with, they can test for any drugs right then and there. Tempe is known for its nightlife, but in order to make people feel safer while they're out, the city of Tempe wants to require about 70 bars and restaurants to have these on hand. A drug testing kit that can either be given out for free or sold with a slight markup. Similar to how a COVID test works, you just put a couple of drops from your drink onto the strip, and within minutes, it will tell you if it's been spiked or not. The idea introduced by council member Randy Keating.
I don't think Tempe has a drink spiking problem. I think drink spiking is a problem that exists in Tempe as it does anywhere that has a vibrant nightlife.
Tempe police in support of the measure saying it will help preserve evidence, giving them a better chance of holding perpetrators responsible. Telling us in 2024, they had 23 reports of spiked drinks, but said a majority of cases go unreported.
We know that a lot of these drink spiking cases happen in conjunction with sex assaults.
That was the case for one woman in support of the ordinance who spoke virtually during Thursday's discussion.
Personally, I've been spiked on mill twice, one which resulted in sexual assault.
Several ASU students spoke in favor of the requirement, saying drink spiking is a real concern for them.
And the sorority members were saying that they're going to choose to go to the bars that do accept this. When the sororities go there, the fraternities are going to go there, and that's where all the students are going to go.
However, those against some of the aspects of the ordinance were bars and restaurants, each one saying they take drink tampering seriously, but the ordinance is overreaching.
Tempe Chamber doesn't like the mandates portion of this ordinance.
The ordinance, if approved, would also require signage to be posted in the bar's bathrooms, letting customers know they have testing kits.
If I was to see that at a bar, I'd be like, wow, like how many drink spiking problems do they have at this place?
Another issue, it would allow customers to bring in their own cups.
Is it legal risk for violations that we didn't commit, and it's increasing the likelihood of unsafe drinking behavior.
Keating addressing those concerns, saying changes to the ordinance could be made. And just again to be clear, no final decision was made at tonight's meeting, but that is expected to happen at City Council's next meeting at the beginning of February. We're live in Tempe tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you for that. Still ahead on 12 News at 10. It is official. TikTok is here to stay after a deal was signed earlier tonight. Plus, severe winter storms are moving across the country. A look at where people are bracing for more snow.
And at 10:12, let's give you a live look over downtown Phoenix. Stay right here. 12 News at 10 is coming right back.
12 News Valley Cam, sponsored by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
I'm meteorologist Lindsay Riley. Saturday is a weather impact alert day. We're expecting up to 1/4 of an inch of rain in the valley, plus snow is going to pile up across parts of the high country. I'll be tracking it all on 12 News at 5, 6, and 10 and streaming on